wanted to start off with a brief review of open source tools and how they have impacted neuroscience research. And for me personally, I started getting into these kinds of tools around 2010, but then around 2014, really three things kind of happened in parallel. First of all, Python became a legitimate platform for its use in neuroscience. The idea that before it had been kind of a slower programming language, but it really took off with innovations like the NumPy library and Jupyter notebooks. And I think this really started to enable sharing of people's programs in a real reproducible way in the field. And then in parallel, tools like Arduino and Raspberry Pi and other kinds of single board computational devices became really available to the community, and people could start to write their own programs and circuits to do hardware for neuroscience experiments. And simultaneously with those two things, 3D printing became readily available for people in their labs. Costs became low, and people started making all kinds of tools, mazes, and other things that they could use for their research. So I think that basically in the early days of this, more technically savvy neuroscientists jumped in and used the tools, and lots of devices and programs appeared, shared on GitHub and places like Twitter. And it became clear that there were lots of people talking about this stuff, but no one really put it together. And so working with Les Kravitz, we launched a project called Open Behavior, where the idea was to try to bring these tools together on a website, a blog format website, and help promote and disseminate knowledge about those tools. It really took off. And so some of the early examples of these tools are programs like Bonsai for programming behavioral experiments, Deep Lab Cut for doing video analysis, the Open ePhys platform for recording large numbers of neurons simultaneously, and the UCLA Miniscope, which allows for doing implantable miniscopes for calcium and neurotransmitter imaging. So these projects have really all taken off. And things have happened with workshops to help users learn how to use these tools. We've done some through Open Behavior. There are other efforts in Europe on this. But one of the lingering concerns was how to publish the tools, right? It's one thing to put them on a GitHub page, tweet about it, but people might want to do more and report in full how they did those things. And so we approached the eNeuro editorial board and asked about starting an open source methods track. And it's been quite a success.